What's good, everybody? Welcome to Chop It Up. I am Uncle Freezy, and today we are going to talk about a couple things, a few things. Project Nerd was good. Felipe 210 was good. I see you. I see y'all. How y'all tonight? This afternoon, this evening. This evening, I guess. Salute, salute. I see you. Quiet Money was good. Black University was good. Was good. I see y'all. So, want to do something really quick. Right, let me go here to something here before we get started. I just want to do something real quick. Just want to change some settings here. Right. Just want to change this to next down. Let me save that and get back to my audience. Sin Miz, what's good? I see you. I see you, boss. So our topic today is, why won't she shut up and listen to me? That is our topic, right? And I'm going to add that here at the bottom, so when people come in, they can see what it is that we're talking about. So all right. I like that. I like the way that showed up just now. That was an accident, but I kind of like the way that showed up. That's something different. I wanted it to show up as a banner, but okay, there we go. There we go. So today's topic is, why won't she shut up and listen to me? Right? But before we get too deep into that, what I want to say is subscribe to the channel, share with your friends on social medias and other platforms. I'm going to do so right now. I'm going to follow my own advice and share this in other places. I want to view this on, okay, get a shareable link. Right. And I'm going to share this on Twitter so that our friends can come along for the ride. All right. Now it's us. Now it is us. right? So salute to everybody. Just want to say salute to Felipe 210, Blunt University, Quiet Money, Project Nerd. This is a crazy topic, right? It's one of these things that I was outside with the boys. We shooting the breeze, and it came up. A dude was like, "Bro, we in her mama kitchen, and such is happening, and she in there talking over me like I can't talk for myself." Now, I ain't trying to instigate nothing, right? You know me, I'm not an instigator. I ain't gonna stir the pot, right? I'm not gonna stir the pot, but I've been in that situation before where something critical is happening and you need to make some decisions. But you also need to think about what's going on. Like whatever you say, you need to make sure that it's relevant to the conversation, because the last thing you want to have happen is you say something that you don't mean, but in the moment something needs to be said and done, right? I'll give you an example of something that happened to me, right? So I used to be a detention officer, right? Used to work in a jail, used to put people in and out of cells and all kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that your imagination thinks a detention officer is or a CO is. Because I wasn't a correction officer. I never looked at myself like that because I didn't try to correct nobody, right? I never tried to correct anybody or anything like that. My dad wasn't my job was to do a certain thing, do it right, and go home, right? So while a lot of people respected the fact that I was a professional and the way that I did my job, every now and then somebody would come in and just pick you as a person that they were going to hate, and they were going to hate you with all their heart. It happens. It happened. It don't even have to be in the detention center. It can happen. That's just how people are. People are going to pick you out as a person to hate on, and they're going to do it with all their energy. So a few people did that to me, but this one guy, just like, he took it extra, almost to a point where I was about to get personal with him too. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. I was like, because at the end of the day, I was going home at night. So I told him that. I was like, yo, you can say whatever it is that you want to say, but guess what? Well, guess what's going to happen at 6:00? You're going to be in your cell thinking about me, walk out this door. I'm going home. Right? And it enraged him. Like, it took like that hate that was festering on 100 and turned it up to 1,000. Right? So every day after that, every time I would come in, after he heard that, he would be like shaking his door, like, let me at him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I was like, who, me? You going to kill Uncle Freezy? Okay. So this one day, I come in and he's out He's out and about, and I walk in, and he rushes me and attacks me. And I do Uncle Freezy stuff, like like I smile on these things and stuff, man, and I enjoy myself and enjoy y'all company and all that stuff. But when somebody come at me with them hands, I'm the hands master, right? So we do this thing, and the dude gets embarrassed, right? Dude gets embarrassed, and gets whatever happens in the thing, right? All right. And this ain't me in advocating violence. This is me staying on the topic. Why won't she shut up and listen to me? That's the topic. And so my wife, so later on, like a year or so, year and a half later, me and my wife are in the grocery store arguing over something. She had just had twins, and we had an infant also. So so our infant was like 3, and the twins were barely walking. They were walking, but you know how twins are, 1-year-olds. They walking, they liable to walk anywhere. They trying to they they barely, and so I hear this voice. The voice is like, I knew I was gonna run into you again, right? It's the dude from the jail that attacked me. He gets out or whatever. I don't know how. I don't even know why. It doesn't even matter to me. But my babies is standing by the car. It's old raggedy car. Just old raggedy car, man. I was hoping that it would crank up. So I look at my wife. I'm like, hurry up and get in the car. And she's like, what? Don't be talking to me like that. And I'm like, hurry up and get in the car. Now not the time for this. She's like, who you think you be talking to? And this dude that attacked me is walking toward me with this look on his face, like he ready for part 2. Right? And I'm like, yo, put the kids in the car and get in the car. She's like, you ain't my daddy. You ain't going. And this dude is steadily walking up on me. Right? So before he gets close to me, he spits on the ground, like right by my foot. Right? And my wife is like, you ain't gonna be talking to me like that. You ain't gonna be treating me any kind of way. And the dude says, yeah, he like to treat people any kind of way, but we gonna settle that. We gonna settle this right now. He gonna learn. And I tell my wife, hey, get in the car, hurry up. She's like, no, I ain't going nowhere. Right? So, anyways, long story short, he gets handled. And she like, oh my God, what happened just now? And I was like, if you had just shut up and listened to me, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. Right? I'm trying to tell her, for her own protection and the protection of my family, to shut up, stop acting crazy, and get in the car. Nobody would have saw my kids were in danger, and you so busy with your attitude that you ain't even listen to me. Right? You didn't even listen. Hold on, y'all. And I'm back. Sin Miz, what's good?
Peace, peace, peace. What's good?
Hey
Can
man,
you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I had a code red just now out of the blue. It was random, so I'm sorry about that. Usually I don't disappear off screen like that and leave the screen blank, but yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know if you heard the story that I was telling just now, right? But basically, I was getting into the topic. Why won't she shut up and listen to me, right? Because me and my boys was outside talking,
No, I was
right?
tuned in. I was tuned in for everything. I just had to. I was just cooking and stuff and getting the dogs and stuff together. So
Yo, you looking refreshed, bro. You look life must be good.
life is extremely stressful right now. I wish it.
Oh man,
But I'm breathing and I'm above ground, and
right.
uh, I have a she in my life, so I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain.
Well, good. Hey, so and just to refresh and reset it. So this is chop it up, and the topic today is why won't she shut up and listen to me, right? And I was telling the story about how I used to be a detention officer back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Working in you know what I'm saying, in certain places or whatever. I ain't gonna get into all of that. Whatever it is your mind imagine um, a CEO or a detention officer is, we'll run like that because we don't have enough time to get into explain what that is and why it's important. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's not even important to what we're talking about, but it's important to the story that I was telling. Right. So I was telling basically for everybody, I was used to work at this thing, man, working overnight, second shift, the 6 to 6 shift, 6 p to 6 a shift, right? And no matter who you are as a person, it doesn't matter if you're a chef, a detention officer, a private business owner, um, customer service, somebody is going to pick you out and they're going to hate on you just because you're the most convenient target. It happens. It happens. We get it on YouTubers do it too. I mean, people that watch YouTube do it to us all the time. Like they'll pick out a certain person on a live stream and just hate that person for no other reason that they just want to hate on that person, right? So that was this guy that was being detained, um, he picked me out for that. And I got picked out by a lot of guys. Usually guys that were bigger than me because they just wanted to fight. It was some frustration in them that they wanted to get out. And I was a willing participant, right? But this other guy, he picked me out. I couldn't figure out the reason why he picked me out. But he threatened me all the time. And this one time he got his chance and he came through like he was out of his cell, and I was walking in helping another officer with some stuff. And the dude attacked me. And it was my turn to, you know, whatever. Right. So the thing happens, people telling them like, yo, I would have never let Uncle Freezy do me like that in front of all these people. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens is my wife had, months and months later, I guess it's been a year later, my wife had these twins, and she had an attitude with me all the time. And right, so you and I, so older folks know the attitude that she was having. It's called postpartum depression, right? But at the time back then, we heard of it, but we didn't quite know what it was. But it's real. And when I would talk to her, she would like be in these weird spaces mentally. Like, I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? And she'd be like, ain't nothing wrong with me. Why you always saying something wrong with me? And I'm like, because normal people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like normal people don't flip out and start crying at the drop of a dime for no other reason. You know what I'm saying? So all these weird emotions and stuff that I was trying to. But anyway, that same dude walks up on me in a grocery store parking lot, and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, hey, yo, get in the car, hurry up, put the kids in the car. And she's like, don't be talking to me like that. I ain't your dog. But this dude that was, you know what I'm saying, threatening harm to me before is walking across the parking lot to me, wanting for it to be part two. And I'm telling her, hey, hurry up and get in the car. Hurry up, hurry up. And she's like, don't be telling me that. And then but at the same time, I can't do it because I can't turn my back to this dude. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, yo, now with your time, just shut up and put the kids in the car. I'll tell you later. She's like, I ain't shutting up. You don't tell me to shut up and such and such. And I'm like, yo, now ain't the time. Just hurry up and put the kids in the car. And so she was like, you don't tell me I ain't your dog. And the dude walks up and like, yeah, she ain't no dog. You treat everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, now this got personal because now you done jumped in a conversation between me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? And I already owe you something. You know what I'm saying? Because when we in a detention center, it's one thing, but when we out here on the street, it's something else. You know what I'm saying? So a man come up menacing, threatening my safety, and now people gathering around. Like, you know how people are. They you know how it is when you at the grocery store, you heard putting your stuff in the trunk so you can go home. But if something happening, you looking like putting your stuff in the trunk real slow. Like, oh, that's something about to go down. You know, so people looking, and then, you know what I'm saying? And so the dude comes at me and pulls out something. And I don't want to get into whatever. He pulls out something and he tried to stick me with it. And it don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen like that. My babies is out there. They start crying. They see their daddy fighting. You know what I'm saying? And
that protector come out.
Yeah. All three of the babies crying, and the missus is there. She's looking in shock, like, what's going on? What's going on? And then you know what I'm saying? After I talked to the man, it happened to be my cousin, right? Which is crazy. My cousin worked for the city police. I mean, I'm talking about a close cousin too, not a random, yeah, me and him might be related type cat. This is like my cousin, like we grew up together. He was at the gas station across the street. He see everybody gathering. He came up after the fact, and he was like, yo, such and such. And he was like asking everybody what happened. He like, because you are right, because you're right. Like, yeah, I'm trying to explain to him what happened. And everybody coming over like, yeah, he out here with his babies and that fool gonna come over here with such a, you know what I'm saying? But my wife was like, all you had to do was tell me what was going on. And I'm like, baby, listen, all I had to do was tell you that I was going to put my hands on another man in front of your kids. That's what you wanted me to say. Yeah. Or all you could have did was shut up and listen to me. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, but if you said be quiet, I'm like, no, to women, be quiet, shut up, hold your tongue. All of that stuff mean the same thing to their ears. Right? It don't matter. It don't matter how you said it. Right? It don't matter how you said it. To me, in my experience, it all means the same thing to them. It all means shut up. Right? So I said that to introduce the topic. Like, you know, there are times when we're in like pressure situations. All I want you to do is just be quiet and listen to what it is that I have to say. Why is that so hard, Simeons?
I think that's a rhetorical question. And that's a very dangerous, especially in the aspect that you just presented in. That's a very dangerous trait. That's very dangerous. Like, that could have been a moment of life and death right there. Like,
yeah.
So why? It's very perplexed to me to this day. Like, I'm a very knowledgeable man, but I'm lost when it comes to. I'm lost. Like, all I can say is that we're more logical, like, and it's on us to know how to communicate it's on us to. I feel like in that position, like you would have to put her in the car, like at that, and then tell avoid the
Yeah,
whole thing. You know, like
yeah,
you gotta skip a step almost sometimes.
right, right.
Cause
And
I mean, not to even cut you off. At times, like, and it's on us too, cause as men, we probably don't communicate at times where it's not life and death. So when at a time when we needed to be communicating more effectively, the times that we didn't sit and communicate when it wasn't life and death, it didn't hold us
yeah.
up now.
What's good, bro?
What's good, Sam? What's good, baby? How you doing, bro?
Oh, peace, 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 peace. What's good, boy? How you?
Salute, chilling, baby, chilling.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love this
yeah.
show, love the
So
content, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
good looking. Freezy, I got excited. I just came home, just finished cleaning up, and I got that alert that just popped up. I was like, oh, I gotta sit up.
yeah, man. We gotta get it in. This is our place. This is our place to talk about
Yeah,
topics
I've been meaning to
like
have a
this.
convo with Sen also, bro. Trust me, it's just with work schedule and everything, Sen. But I appreciate when I do my lives, you come through and always show love in the chat,
Right.
Sen. So thank you,
Right.
Brody.
Yeah, man.
Who you telling? Listen, I wish I could do this. So I be telling him like, yo, man, I could probably stop doing out, but you know, work is crazy. I wish you in
Right.
New York too, so you know the grind is crazy. At like just trying to get from here and there, work, then making sure you eating correctly.
Yeah. Definitely is crazy, Brody.
AD, what's good? Yeah. So the thing is I don't like to. So the name of it seems as if I want to dominate a relationship, right? Like it's a good because it's worded really strong, right? But the thing is about it is in that moment, you don't really you thinking about me and like it's not. I'm not saying, um, um, shut up and listen because I'm trying to pick out cheeseburger and what kind of fries. Nah, it's like when we get in these moments of I have to make a decision, just give me a moment to think, or a moment to do something and trust that I'm gonna take care of you. Like I can't be like I'm not the convenient caretaker. I'm the all the time, full time, 24/7 protector of my woman, right? That's how this thing works. I don't do shifts. Like I don't change shifts with another dude to come in and protect you. No, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the 24/7 protector of this family unit.
Absolutely.
Right. I right and so sometimes I take too much pride in that. Hey, show me what's good.
What's good,
What up,
fellas?
show me what's good, baby.
What's up?
Salute.
Ain't nothing to it. Yeah, so the thing about being the head of the family unit is it's a full-time job, right? It's a full-time job, and a lot of us take that thing head on. There were dudes out there, cowards, that make families and leave, right? And then there are dudes that actually protect their family unit with everything they got, right? I'm one of them, right? I wasn't that at first, but I'm that now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand what family units was, why it was important, why it's important to model being, you know what I'm saying? Basically, why it was important to be Mufasa in front of Simba. You know what I'm saying?
A Wimbo.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's important. It's important for Simba to see Mufasa be Mufasa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a way for people to understand what I'm getting at. And in that situation where with me and the missus, she was going through something. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, because postpartum depression is a real thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there has to be a moment of reckoning. Like I'm not just gonna tell you just to shut up and do something, and have it be something that's out of my character, and then for you to just, you know what I'm saying, bought back, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, me and you are fighting this parking lot when your life is in danger and so is my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get you to hurry up and do something safe. And you know what I'm saying? You think I'm just trying to boss you around. You think it's Ike and Tina in the limousine when it ain't.
Yeah. I think with most women, they have this, you know, they say men, we have a chip on our shoulder, but I think women have a chip on their shoulder sometimes too. Whether it be daddy issues, whether it be relationships that they've been through, they've had horrible experiences. They walk around with this chip on their shoulder sometimes. And just like you said, if I do or say or act in a way that is completely outside of my character, there's a reason for it. Just follow my instructions and go with it. But if they walk around with a chip on their shoulder, like, nah, you ain't about to do me like that. It's like a flashback. You know, all of a sudden, oh, I got a flashback. My daddy used to talk to me like that. My ex used to talk, you know. Nah, at some point, you have to, as a woman, you should be able to understand and pick up cues of your partner. If y'all been together for a while, you should understand who he is and how he is. And if he does something completely out of character, there's a reason behind it.
Right.
So
sorry, y'all.
And if he does something, no problem.
You just like hearing your voice.
I'm trying to send somebody else to sleep.
My fault.
You gotta put it on mute in the background.
I'm trying to send my guy the link, man, and it's kind of how it is.
But nah,
everybody ain't tech savvy.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating at times because I have a woman like that now. She's like, you know, she's from Trinidad. She's from New York. She has that attitude. You know, I'm from St. Louis. I have a different type of attitude, and we both down here in Texas with all these little smiling country folk. So we walk around here. We have our own attitudes that we carry with us. But she does not know how to let her guard down at all, and that's where it becomes frustrating for me. And she thinks that I'm trying to put up some type of a fight all the time when it's just really not that. And so it's finding that balance. I know as men, we have that time where we always on the edge. We always in defense mode. And sometimes we come off to our families or our girls, you know, a little on the wrong side of things. So it goes both ways, but I see what you're saying in that situation. She should have picked up on that cue. You know, hey, something's up. We'll talk about it later. Let me just fall in line. You know, but I think a lot of women have a hard time with just falling in line, especially if they a boss chick or they have some daddy issues or some ex issues.
Right. But part of what you said though too is you are a defender. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you said you come off defensive. Well, you are a defender. Like if y'all in the house in the middle of the night and somebody come on your property with ill intent, you ain't gonna send her out there. You going? You the defender, right?
That's right.
I mean, somebody tell me if I'm wrong.
That's how it should be.
Listen, preach.
Right. That's
well, is it before or after? You know, you hit the panic button on the alarm because if it's upstairs in the crib, I can hit that panic button real quick. I could go downstairs and be a tough guy for the next 3 minutes until the cops come.
Yeah,
but until then, I don't know.
Hit the panic button, grab a bat, and then go out there.
No, but I to a certain degree, I get what you guys are saying. To me, it boils down to communication. Salute to everyone who's on the panel. D was good, bro. At first, I was gonna wait till you popped up. I wasn't gonna acknowledge anybody with like a Scarface logo, and he was singing, you know, the Lion King. So I didn't know how to like gauge. My bad. No, my fault. This is just joking. Peace. Salute. So I would say like communication is 150%. You know, the key to every relationship. You know, and the example that Freezy gave, or just like in the example that was little 3 seconds ago, the way it went about, yeah, I understand you because it's like, yo, there's some shit that's about to, I mean, sorry for cursing, there's something that's about to pop off and this is going to happen and you just need to listen. You know, my partner and I, we practice safe words, you know, so if there's ever a situation and I just randomly come out of nowhere and just say Gullah Gullah Island, she knows something's up, you know, like, or if I say like, you know, Chipotle or like hot Pineros or something like that, she's gonna know, she's gonna know what's wrong. So with how you're saying it, maybe with like the most best intentions, but it's just like the execution of it could be come off and perceived the wrong way when you have all the best intentions at heart. And like how Show Me said, like everything like goes back to our childhood. We all inherit trauma that is passed on from our parents because our parents never dealt with their trauma, and our grandparents, and so on and so on and so on. All of this is inherited. Like whenever we freak out, whenever we see something, growing up, if you see like your mother or your father or your grandmother, your grandfather, if you see how they react in public, 9 times out of 10, you're going to catch on to those habits. And then that's how you freak out. That's why if you're ever around like certain families, they all argue the same way. You know, you have a family that's loud, they all going to be loud. You have some families that are just like very calm with how they have conversations, and that's how they have the conversations. But it all stems to like communications and key. You know, when you guys are saying like the head of household, the head of household being the head of household, it's an important title to have, especially when we was younger. That was something that we've seen from like our parents or our grandparents or just on TVs and stuff like that. But then it like creates like an imbalance because it's like you'll have one person going to work, one person the breadwinner. So when he comes home, automatically he's the king of the castle. Automatically there's an automatic economic imbalance of like structure of like who gets to call the rules, or when I call the electrician, when he comes over, he's going to deal with me because I'm the man and I'm paying the bill, yada yada yada, etc. You know, so I think like partnerships or relationship needs to be like even and come to a certain degree.
Let me ask you a question, and peace to the panel. I didn't get a chance to say. I think I did. My bad. It's my first time on the chop it up. With the safe word situation that you told me that you said you and your partner practice safe words.
Her and I, we practice it. Yeah.
How does that work for you? Like, I've never done anything like that. I don't think I will ever do anything like that. But how does that work? Meaning before and after.
It's my partner and I, we both decided to be like, all right, if we see a future for each other, we're gonna go to therapy and unpack a lot of our trauma that we have from childhood. So that was a how can I say this, like a practice play that our therapist said. So be like, if there's ever a situation that I feel uncomfortable or my partner, she feels uncomfortable, let the safe word be known. And then it's like D, like say like if you was having a conversation, right, and you and your partner, you and your wife, you guys are out, and the conversation is happening with like somebody that she knows, but the conversation is getting you heated. The person doesn't know that they're getting you heated. So you tell your girl like, yo, listen, you know, you remember that movie that we saw 3 years ago, something like that. That way your partner can stop the conversation and get you out of that sticky situation.
Right.
Now, let me continue to ask another part of the question. Now, who was the most volatile in the relationship as far as verbally? Was it you, her, or a combination of both?
Well, I would say that whenever we used to get into like disagreements or arguments, we would both get heated, and I would get heated because like we were just saying, like it's about acknowledging egos, you know, and being able to shatter your ego, because everybody has an ego. When you look in the mirror, everybody thinks that their take when it comes to sports is the best. Everybody thinks that their idea when it comes to business is the best, you know. So it's like when you can shatter your ego, it chips away at this facade, this like guard that you put up, you know, because everybody deals with certain issues, you know, and when you come home, you have to deal with that alone, you know. So every day, D, when you get up and you go to work, you put on this, boom, I'm going to work to deal my business or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And no one sees if there's an issue going on, or no one sees that, say, like, for instance, a family member or a friend or somebody passes or whatever. You have to deal with that by yourself when you're at home. And sometimes when people are left alone to their own devices, that's not the best outcome that you want for people.
Okay. The reason why I asked the question and the part two to the question, because I feel like, and Freezy, tell me if I can't be too transparent. You know what I'm saying? Because
no, I'm gonna tell you, you could be 100% transparent with me.
All right, cool, good. So we ready to really get it now. All right. So why I ask is because I feel like as a heterosexual man, heterosexual black man, with this woman or my past woman or whatever, we keep making concessions. We keep giving ground to some in a lot of ways. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, if I raise my voice in today's generation, I'm doing too much. I'm being disrespectful. If I use a curse word, right? I can't use a curse word anymore. Now I got to come up with something that it's agreeable. It doesn't make me any less the person that, you know, my woman loves and so forth, or any woman who's ever loved me or whatever. But I feel like I'm mellow in the garden in Denver. I'm moonwalking. I'm constantly moonwalking. I'm seeing cats constantly moonwalk. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't. It's like up is down, down is up. The sky is not blue. It's orange. Everything that I thought I knew 20 years ago, it's no longer that way anymore. You know, I go out to dinner. We have dinner. You know, you gotta pull out your credit card to show me that you can not only, you know, not even pay for it, but you wanna go half.
Right. You want to at least show the attempt.
Pay if you want to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So AD, just real quick, I just want to clarify. So when you mentioned that, are you talking about this culturally or this personally? Because there is a clear distinction.
I'm talking about both. I'm talking about my own experiences and what I've witnessed. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been working with people. I told you that when I first met. I've been working in human services and so forth for a very long
for the work that you do, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm a people watcher. You know, so but when I'm going out, you know, I watch to see how, you know, social dynamic from one culture or another and so forth and so forth. And I see a gradual change. And like I said, I used me as, you know, I'm a Black heterosexual man, and I feel like it's like I'm getting backed into a corner. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And at times for us, you know, who get backed into a corner, you may say something that you don't really necessarily mean overall, but I need you to back up. You understand what I'm saying? I need you to relax right now. And hold on. And I didn't mean to necessarily hurt your feelings, but I might have had to hurt your feelings with this shut up right now. Listen to me real quick, because I done gave so much concessions in this whole situation, and maybe in that day, and I'm not being heard as I need to be right now. Does anybody else feel like that?
I get what you're saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Whatever,
Nobody's stopping you.
No. Like I understand what you're saying, but say like if I'm having a conversation with somebody and I see that they're trying. I'm sorry, you know, living in the Bronx. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Crotona Ave. That's why I'm at Crotona.
Shout out to the BX.
Shout out to the BX, baby. But like I'm saying, say like
about now. Stop playing.
But D, say like if you know, when you have conversations with people and you can tell someone's being like bad faith, that they're not really being honest with the conversation, they're trying to like pull something or try to throw like a fishing rod to get you to say something different. Whenever that situation could come up, I had conversations with people that if once I see it going that way, I'll automatically put, you know, the boundaries up. Like, listen, my guy, like, you know, this conversation is handled a way that I don't feel comfortable discussing it. So I'm gonna put this boundary up. And if you feel some type of way, I apologize. And if they persist, then I'll keep it a buck. Like, bro, I just said 3 times respectfully, But I understand what you're saying to a degree, because it's like when growing up, we were never really like told or showed like how to have not proper conversations. I like because we all have certain ways that we
I need in on this. I apologize.
No, it's fine, Gia.
First of all, hello to everybody. I know everybody here, but so I'll have to introduce myself. Salute to my Knicks fans who want to talk real. But I absolutely feel what AD is saying, and I want to try to put I guess my color to it as I see. Mm-hmm. The reason Brother AD is feeling that way is because post-slavery, America did an amazing job demarginalizing the value of the Black man. And as America made us the victim of this country. Now, don't get me wrong. There's levels. So I'm not all the way left. I'm still in the middle. It's starting off sounding very left. So let me get through it.
Right.
But America attacked the black man. It absolutely did. And it forced our women to believe that we have no value as well. So at some point, our women wanted to move like men. Once women started moving like men and filling in the gaps that they saw that the men weren't able to achieve for good, bad, or indifferent reasons, then our level of respect dropped. And that's why Anthony now feels like, as a man, he can't say and do what he wants when he wants to, because he already has a level of respect that he has to fight for to be seen as equal. And in order to get there, you can't act like a complete idiot in the process, or you won't be respected. You'll be ignored. Your first voice, the first loud outcome, will be ignored. Black and brown people, black and brown men in America, we have to figure it out, because a lot of the responsibility we have to take, because our forefathers did not allow. My brown brothers came to this country not being able to speak the language. They figured it out.
Right.
Our people have been here for forever. We have a disadvantage, but our people have been fighting against disadvantage forever. Who are we to sit here and get comfortable and feel like we don't have to do more than the next man? So, Anthony, I ask you to be patient and continue to fight the good fight, hold those feelings in, not for yourself. You know you have earned the right to be respected by every person in America, but unfortunately, I ask you to hold on to some culturalization and continue to represent as a black man, even though you know you're being treated unfairly and you have to bite your tongue when it wasn't that way 30 years ago.
Well, it's not that I'm feeling, you know, a certain type of way against, you know, either my sisters or any woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I really care about. And at the end of the day is to be able to please, you know, any woman that I'm with, and to kind of let's build this chemistry, and let's hopefully hold on to this chemistry. You see what I'm saying? But it's like the further you're progressing in society, it's the further we seem to be moving away from one another. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not even specifically breaking down ethnicities. I'm not even saying black on black, but Hispanic, black, whatever. Like I'm just talking about man, woman. You see what I'm saying? It's like if you want the job, for instance, where does most relationships happen? It happens where you spend most of your time, which is going to be on the job. Yep. Right? Yep. You at work now, you got to be careful. If you single at this time and you on the job, and let's say a new breezy comes in and she might have seen you and you really saw her and you're thinking, well, let me give her a week, or let me give her 2, let me get her whatever. And if you say the wrong thing, you look the wrong way, you are jeopardizing your space, even if you come correctly. And that's just one of the attributes I'm talking about. It's like, where do we go as, should we no longer be men? I had to ask my ex this, because she was like, I can't believe that man spoke to me. And I said, well, did he speak to you in an unflattering manner? No. Right? Did he shout you? Did he hit you with a
grab you?
Yeah.
Well, no, but for the mere fact that he could be my father. So I said, what? So an old man don't want to get none? You know what I'm saying? Right. So what? An older brother should be like, well, it should be like, what? Should be asking you for your identification, you know, And to say, well, oh, because I'm 20 years older than you, I should no longer be attracted to you. I'm no longer a man in this situation because you're not going to run to HR and tell HR I looked at you in a certain type of way or I said hello to you. This is another one of those back steps I'm talking about.
That's one side of it, and other side, you know, that I agree with you, AD. So me being a single man, I have a woman. We live together right now, but I'm still single. I'm not married, right? So being a man of a certain age, I'm 46, right? The game has changed from when I was 26. So, and as the game has changed, women have evolved. They have been there, done that. They've made the mistakes. They know what they want at 40. At 40 years old, they know what they want. They know who they are. At that time, she has probably established herself in her career. She's gotten all the MBAs and everything that she wants out of her schooling. So she's set. She's probably, and if you get a woman who's never been married or who has maybe one child or no children, that's a whole nother level of challenge that you have to deal with, right? So the type of women that are in that mode where they are in their 40s, they have been there, done that. You can't come with the same old okie doke that you used to. So what we have to do is step our game up, number one. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen that new show on Netflix, the Upshaws, Mike Epps show. Yeah. So I was checking it out the other night, right? There was an episode that spoke to me so loud. So I think it was episode 4 where his wife, she's trying to get a better job. You know, he's a blue collar guy. He works as a mechanic. She's trying to get a better job. The guy that's interviewing her tells her, well, you need to have a master's in order to get to this level. So she goes to trivia night with her friend, and she's talking about bettering herself, right? Now, he's hanging with his boys, playing cards and stuff, and they talking about, man, you better watch her, man. If she get too good, if she gets too smart, she get too much of a job, she's not going to need you anymore. And that's that thing that's inside of most men that we don't want to talk about, is that if you have a woman that out-earns you, and a lot of guys are still stuck in this mode, that out-earns you, got more degrees than you, then you think you are lesser than. And so you walk into a relationship with this male confidence, but this insecurity that's deep down inside of you that you don't want to admit that you have. When you have a woman that's basically outdid you every step of the way. Her credit score is better. She make more money. You know, she's been on top of her game. And so we come in here with this insecure baggage that we don't want to listen to and pay attention to. And then we make even more mistakes. And then we looking at her as the problem, when if you think about it, it's probably your own insecurity that's messing it up. Now, I'm in a situation where I have a woman that, again, I'm fighting that battle, AD, trying to figure out, all right, I come in, I say this, I make this decision today. Well, that's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm always playing catch up. You know, I'm like, okay, well, when we was dating, it was good enough. And now it's not because now we are going to that next level of considering marriage, right? So now what I thought was cool ain't cool no more. And that was only 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different level of, like with Freezy, you know, I take it they've been together for a long time, right? Y'all met when y'all were young. Yeah, so they've been through that fire and kind of grown with each other. Right. With brothers like me and you, AD, who are single and dating or with somebody, it's a different challenge that we have to face on a daily basis that is not comfortable. It's really not comfortable. So I get what you're saying, AD, because I'm fighting that same battle, and it's different now. You know, you be at the gym. I go to the gym every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, eye candy everywhere. And you see the little TikTok videos, they don't want you talking to them at the gym. Well, you right there. When am I supposed to talk to you? Do I hang out by your car and wait? Now I'm looking like a creep. Or do I holler at you in the gym? Now I'm bothering you. And so you got this battle where they want to be independent and left alone, and you come on their terms and their terms only. And that ain't fair. That ain't fair at all. It ain't cool. So they walk around.
If I may, real quick, D, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this real quick. One, One, I just want to acknowledge that I have no place and I have no standings to tell any of you gentlemen how to feel as black men in America. I just want that to be known freely so the chat can know and everybody can know. I have no standings and I have no bearings to tell you guys how to feel. Secondly, I will say that everyone who is sitting on this panel, we are a byproduct and we are a result of Western expansion, Western colonialism, and Western imperialism. We are a byproduct of the transatlantic slave trade. We are a byproduct of feudalism. We are a byproduct of a class war. And during a class war, there's certain things that get thrown into the loop that have us fighting with each other instead of those that are at the top that are controlling the class war. When you look at go back 400 years, you know, and history, everything was popped off when the Crusades happened. The Crusades happened because the monarchs at the time wanted to have control of the trade routes. The trade routes were controlled by the Muslims at the time. After that happened, the Crusades led to a lot of gold. All this gold that was being brought in and given to the church and given to the monarchs and given to the people at the top. Feudalism was the lords and serfs. So when the lords and serfs, when that ended, they needed to take the poor whites. The rich whites took the poor whites overseas and brought them and did all of this by telling them, you're poorer than us, but you're still better than the people that are cuttered. You know, there's a great documentary by Raoul Peck. He's a Haitian filmmaker. It's called Exterminate All the Brutes. It's on HBO Max. It goes deep down into the history of this country. And it's really, really, really deep And one thing I always say when I have conversations with people on this topic is that Haiti gets no respect when this conversation is brought up. People need to put respect on Haiti. If you're Puerto Rican, if you're Dominican, if you're Cuban, if you're Jamaican, or even if you're on the northern tip of Miami, you have to give respect to Haiti and the Haitian Revolution and what went on, because it was those Haitians that killed their slave masters. It was those Haitians that destroyed all the means of productions when it came to controlling a slave colony and forcing on colonial rule. Haiti fought for 2 years with France. A lot of people don't understand this. Who was leading France at the time? Napoleon. Napoleon fought with Haitian slaves for 2 years. He went bankrupt fighting with slaves. So what happened? The Louisiana Purchase, you know, New Orleans and all that and everything, you know, west of the Mississippi. That's when they killed all the indigenous and all the brown and Native American on this land. So we got to understand where this started. And we got to, like right now, look at the world the society we live in right now when it comes to economics. Jobs are getting shortened. Jobs are becoming automated. So when it's time for like the quote unquote man to go out there and make a mark in society and have a family and be the breadwinner, there's not that many jobs out there for people to go for that pays that top. You know, it's everyone says, oh, everyone could pull themselves up by their bootstraps and, you know, become a business owner. Not everyone could own the business, because you still need people to be exploited. You still need workers to work for cheap. You still need people to buy stuff from your store. So not everybody, it's a cycle. You always need people in the society that we live in that has a small group of people hoarding all the wealth, and then a large group of people at the bottom that's suffering. And then you cause those people to fight within each other. And now that's where you have all these white, poor people in this country that say they're taking our jobs, build that wall, build the border and all this, when all the jobs were shipped to Asia, when all the manufacturing jobs were shipped to Asia. Why? Because of cheap labor. Well,
I thank you for sharing that, brother, man. That was deep. But let me, since I missed the mark on AD's position the first time, I'm with him. It's important that I share my work experiences here, because I work at a major college or university in the state of New Jersey now. I actually started this position 3 months ago.
Salute.
Since I've been knowing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And in the process, we had commencement 2 days ago. And I was blessed to be one of the lead ushers that led all of the graduates onto the stadium, onto the field, and, you know, help them get in their positions, and then turn them over to my frat brother, who's the president. And through the process, there was just 65 to 70% of the graduates were women. And so if I'm in that situation and I went through my whole college career, and everywhere I looked around was women. But then I walk into the workplace and it's a male-dominant industry, or it's a male-dominant situation, And I'm saying, but where are these men? Like soon, men won't be in charge. Women are absolutely. If we're not going to college, if we're not matriculating, if we're not in position to hold the positions of power, and we'll always be the muscle. Women can't survive without us. But I just don't know how we can continue to listen. I got to be careful when you say this because this is filmed and I want to make sure I'm properly represented. But listen, we let the women, my God.
Oh, careful.
At some point, the women migrated from the kitchen and made their ways into the executive suites.
That's because when World War II happened, we needed women to work in the factories to produce stuff.
Exactly. But they're there now. We can't continue to have caveman mentalities when they have earned their ways into that position. It's no different than me having to work hard as an African-American man. So I understand that it's natural for men to seek women. It's natural. We have to curb that emotion in a position where money is on the table, professionalism on the table. The times have changed. You're right. 90% of the people that got married that wasn't arranged 40 years ago probably met on the job. But to take that move now and start that conversation that would lead outside of the job and you don't know her from a can of paint and you don't know that you can, it's risky.
So let me I just want to jump in here just real quick and say this because I understand everything that you're coming from, right? And I got I have so many things to say based on the stuff I heard, but what I want to do is speak to what the topic was. So even if so Hector, say if she makes $100,000 a year more than me, right? More than I do. And say that her job at work, her career path leads her into a place that she is a high spotlight individual. Hey, Cully, what's good? Right? Like say based on her job, she is high profile in our community. Right? And say her job is highly sought after by other women, which causes there to be a lineage of respect and at the same time envy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, with all that said, I still feel like if a dude comes into your yard with a crowbar in his hand, I'm the boss. Right? That's what I feel like. Like if we out and about and say 4 or 5 guys start walking up on me and her, I'm the boss. Right? I don't want to hear no lip. Right? Because I'm about to lay my life on the line for us. Right? I don't want you going out there talking about how many masters you got. It's 4 or 5 dudes looking to do something with us with ill intent. In that moment, your master's degree don't mean nothing. Right? You hear me? Hector, you hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Simiz. When like say we walking out the parking garage and there's 4 or 5 people walking our way, we holding hands and they got ill intent and me and her together, they got ill intent. Her master's degree don't mean nothing. Her salary don't mean nothing. Her position on her job in that moment don't mean nothing. Right? I'm the guy. And so the thing is in these moments, I'm like, listen, this is about to happen, and this is what I want you to do, right? Shut up and listen to me, right? I don't care about I don't care. Are you about being the VP of sales for some international company? You got a corner office. You hold international conference calls, and what Hector said is I don't know. Maybe he know me and Mocha and didn't let me know.
Hey, what we doing?
Hey, Alpha, Sigma, Gamma, Christian fraternity was good. So the thing is Hector said something, and so
I'm gonna get out of here real quick. I don't want to interrupt, but I'm gonna get out of here real quick.
Simirs, Wednesday nights at 7.
Wednesday nights at 7. We here.
Salute, fam.
I'm gonna get up with you.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely, my guy.
Good,
you be safe, brother.
Man. All right, man. Peace.
All right. Hey, and so what I'm getting at is I understand what happens in careers, but careers are only part of the puzzle. Like what I do in my professional career is only part of who Uncle Freezy is, right? Like when I still feel like, and this is part of what AD alluded to. Like with me, I still feel I don't care who makes the most money, right? Because in our relationship, I am Mufasa, right? And I know nowadays people are like, no, you can't be Mufasa. You can't just roar anywhere you feel like it. You just can't be a certain way. In today's society, a man can't be loud and boisterous and controlling and things of that sort. I'm not saying that I want to appease this culture, right? If anything, I want to stay true to my roots, right? My father and my grandfather and a lot, you know what I'm saying? My family, they raised me to be a certain thing, and they told me, they like, listen, and this is to a lot of black men. A lot of black men are marginalized in society, right? The only place they feel like they can really be themselves is in their homes. And I'm telling people, it's up to you if you want to compromise in your home. I can't tell you which way to go either way. I'm telling you, Uncle Freezy, though, is I'm going to protect my family name. I'm going to protect my family. And I'm going to try to raise everybody from that family unit to be the strong Freezies that they need to be. Because my pops was a strong Freezy. And my grandfather was a strong Freezy. Now, they didn't have a bunch of education, right? And they don't know about culture and tact and how to maneuver in social circles and all that stuff. All they knew, they was country boys. They came out the backwoods, and this was the way that you know what I'm saying? So I understood what AD was saying. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in because I know I just threw a live grenade in there, and I know Show Me want to rip my head off.
I need to get on that.
I need to get
on that, but I'll let somebody else go first.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, as to kind of piggyback again on what I was saying before, as women have progressed in society, we're at times, and I don't want to cast that broad of a blanket. Like, at times, they're finding less need for the man. You understand? And a quick story. I'm out with someone a few years ago, right? And so the brothers never meet anybody in dim lit places. Not gonna go any further than that, right? So when we now meet up during the light, you know, she doesn't look the same way I thought she did. But I'm a man. I'm always gonna be respectful of whatever. Yeah. We're carrying on. We're having a good time.
Right. Now,
when men and women are drinking, for the most part, it starts out like we're both there drinking, and at some point in time, it almost becomes like in a competition, because some women want to feel like, oh, I can drink like you and whatever, but not realizing that alcohol does something not only to women, not only to men, but also to women, and then it makes you get loose. You start getting looser with your mouth. Things starts coming out. So we're having like a similar conversation like we're having right now. She happened to be several years older than me at that time and so forth, and single, and was proud to say She had been single for 5 years, and in 5 years she had been celibate. Of course, me being me, I can't leave that alone. I got to pick up on it. So I got to ask, why are we going there, whatever. Then she comes out with probably the most profound statement during our date at that time, which is, a good book is better than a man anytime. I had to ask, from then, it's no longer sociable anymore. I'm no longer looking at you like it's a possible physical thing at some point in time in this relationship. Now I feel like I now have to get on my Dr. Umar counseling sessions with you right now. Because if that's the case, why are you out here with me and not at home with a Harlequin?
Right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And I had to decently chop her up because you sound crazy. And I tell her, if that's the case, get out of the way. I'm out here to meet my forever and so forth, and you're out here telling me that right now the Fabio on the cover at home is better than me.
Hey, AD, and that's when you come across them, you are nothing but an accessory. You know those girls that walk around with the dog in the little purse. You know, it's something to get attention. It's something to get attention. Oh, he's so cute. You're that little dog in the purse. Oh, you're so happy. You're so lucky to have him. You are just an accessory. She pulls you out when she needs you and puts you back in the closet when she don't. Those type of women, I've had a couple of those too. You keep walking. Don't even waste your time because there is nothing you can say, do, no degree, no amount of money you can make that will make her ever respect you or ever feel the need to need you in her life. It's just at this point, you're just an accessory. You're just a handbag. That's all you are.
So
it's sad. It's a lot of women like that. It's a lot of them like that. As we get older,
it's a lot of men like that too.
A lot of men like that.
You think Donald Trump got Melania because he likes the conversations?
Oh yeah. You know that's hot candy. That's all it is.
We're not even using that now. So I want to get back to Freezy's point though, because it's very important. Because I am married twice now. I'm with my second wife. I was married the first time I got married in 1997, and I got divorced in 2011. So I had a nice little run. And I was we separated in I guess late 2009, officially divorced in 2011. So from 2011 to 2013, before I started dating my current wife, I really sat around and thought about what I want and could do what I want, and it was weird.
Right.
You know? So at that point, I had a moment of clarity as to what I clearly wanted if I wanted another relationship. And where I'm going with this is, Freezy says, you know, you want to be, you're the boss here, you're the boss here. That's just it. You pick which moments that you feel like you need her to be quiet in. Because if you think you're going to get a woman that's quiet all the time, you might find her. But that's not the type of woman I'm looking for. I need a little fire in my woman. I need my woman to be fire.
Saucy.
Yeah. So you got to understand, if you play with the fire, you're going to get burnt, right? So what I determined is, okay, I want a little fire, but where do I want the fire? And how do I want to be able to extinguish the fire? Because you know the fire is coming.
Yeah.
Before you wanted to try to control the fires and let it burn a little bit over here, stomp it out, like relight it. But reality is that that's a human being. You can't control another human being.
Right.
That's the most. So I decided to draw my line in the sand on certain situations and let her know about what those lines in the sand. For example, we know we're not having any kids together. Raising kids with a woman and not having kids with a woman, that's two totally different relationships. They're not the same. Don't ever think that you are married to a woman, but y'all don't have kids. It's the same marriage as somebody with kids. Kids bring a whole nother level. You ever heard of more money, more problems? More children, more problems.
Don't get me started on that one.
Because they bring their own level. As much as we love them, they bring their own level of hate to the relationship. Because there's a time they're gonna need mommy. There's a time they're gonna need daddy. There's a time they're gonna have their needs for your relationship. And you know you can't manage your relationship on your own. The last thing you need is somebody else to get. So, but with all that said, me and my wife, my second wife, don't have children. So any issues that are children related, we ain't getting into. You have a baby daddy, y'all do it. Y'all go make those decisions. I don't need to be a part of them. Now, if it's gonna cost me some money, come have a conversation with me. But y'all go out and make the decisions that are better for you and your children. I don't need to have a place in that decision making. I would hope that y'all will respect me enough to ask because y'all know I'm here 100%. Right. But at the same time, I didn't make those children. I have to manage my own with my own ex-wife. And so all of those children issues, I don't have. They could call me what they want to call me. They can do what they want to do. I don't have an expectation on how they should treat me. They're gonna respect me, but I'm gonna respect as an alpha male, and I get that from them. But I don't have any expectations on how our relationship should be, and it just makes things so much easier. It just makes it and I get to go play as much golf as I want to. Nobody says a word about it.
But you said you do have a relationship with them, right? Though.
I tell people.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like some weird like roommate that you don't like type of issue that you just walk home. What's up?
They have the ultimate respect.
Oh, okay,
But it grew over time. Because they saw, this is how he is. He really is not going to get up and yell at me and grab me and try to beat me and make me be the way he wants me to be. He just acts like he's my brother. Really? Yeah. He just acts like he's an older brother. He ain't saying you should do this like this. You should do this like this. I ask when I see certain things, like I would see one of them wouldn't wash their hands. And I would say, yo, your dad ever talk to you about washing your hands and how much germs is on your wee-wee and how much germs is in urine? He looked at me and was like, I know I'm supposed to wash my hands. I said, well, get in there and wash your hands. And he go back and wash his hands.
Right.
But I don't have to start with, this is how you do in my house. You wash your hands because you're going to touch my refrigerator. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not competing with them.
Yeah, right. But you see how you was able to create a certain relationship with them by doing the opposite of what you quote unquote thought was like, or like how we were raised, because right now I have a nephew or whatever that he's with me every weekend and stuff like that, and I try to teach him consequences, because like even talking with my therapist would tell me like growing up, I'll give her examples with like my moms or my grandfathers will put a whooping on me because I messed up and stuff. And my therapist would ask me like, did that teach you the consequence or did that teach you to just be and have fear for that person that you won't do it again? You see how you spoke and you was like, hey, you really don't know how much germs is on your hand. Like, blah, blah, blah. That's nasty, my guy. Like, wash your hands instead of rah, 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 rah. Because sometimes you get that rah, 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 rah. Be like, it's dirty. I'm still touching it. Right. So like, it's a weird way how you were able to cultivate that relationship with them that I'm just throwing it in the air that you find them sometimes confiding with you instead of their mother, or they're easier to tell you things instead of their mother, because you were able to build a relationship that wasn't consequences. It was you explaining stuff and breaking things down to them, mistakenly, because that wasn't your point, but at the same time you hit it ahead, like you hit the head right on the hammer. And sometimes that relationship is a lot better.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Long day at work, Freezy, but you know what I mean,
G.I. I gotta rock, Freezy, but thanks for sharing the platform again with me, gentlemen. I'll see you
at 7.
Wednesday, I would love this combo.
All my Knick fans, you already know for life.
You already know, 4th, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. Have a good night, gentlemen. I'm listening.
All right,
All right. Hey, Alpha Sigma Gamma. I want you to chime in on some stuff because I wanted to get your, because this is the way I feel about it, man. Right. So Adam is created and he toils, right? Right. But he out there doing his job by himself alone. Right. And God says, listen, it's not right for my man to be out here by himself. We got to, create a whatever. And then Adam goes to sleep and then the story is right. I think we kind of, in my belief system, and I know belief system is a weird way to put it, but the way I look at stuff, I feel like we get away from what truly, like the origin and what truly is, and what's being commercialized, marginalized, and made convenient for those that want to live on a periphery. Like back in the day, those that lived on the edges and the periphery didn't call shots. Now those that live on the periphery call all the shots, right? They say, those that are in the masses, you better live like this, or there's going to be some type of repercussion. I know I'm wrong. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. Alpha Sigma Gamma, Christian Fraternity, Inc. You muted.
Oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on?
Let me introduce you. So this is Project Nerd, Ghetto Intellect. Show me. Alpha Sigma Gamma is one of my good friends. He is also a golfer, right? He is also a.
Man, I heard him say golf, so we already, bro.
Already.
So when he said golf, I was like, yes, we're gonna have to get up there. What?
I do the mini golf from time to time, Alpha. I do the mini golf.
and we used to have these conversations. We used to have these type conversations all the time, and it was a shame because the setting we were in were not conducive to having in-depth and lengthy conversations. We had to do it over lunch. Sometimes these lunches might have been like 2 hours, and that's us talking like auctioneers. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, Alpha Sigma Gamma.
Because the topic is why won't she shut up and listen to me?
Right.
But what really is refreshing, is listening to y'all. Right. So I just had a move in my spirit that said, what if all the brothers that were locked up, that were home in or just being a father, what would that look like in terms of where we would be as a whole of all of us? I'm not sweating that we make mistakes, but I'm just saying, what if men were in our life coming up so that we as kids can see what it looks like, emulate that to the next generation coming up. And we've had a lot of stumbling blocks for us, and we don't even need to call the roll because we could go right down and speak to it. But I'm just wondering, because I don't think you can actually first get away with saying shut up for the sake of just starting an argument. Okay, it not win or lose, but from shut up, because shut up gonna come out some kind of way that's gonna be offensive to your girl or to a young lady, right? And so, when I was talking about golf, women kind of like in any manner and any category, no matter what it may be, they band together. As soon as you tell a story and they some kind of hurt or feeling bad, they band to each other. They like draw to each other like a fence, And so I was just thinking that if you have to be at a place where you got to say shut up, I would believe that we missed some warning signs along the development of the relationship. Because if you got to go to that place and tell you to listen to me, if you're not listening to me, and I got to tell you to shut up, and you ain't listening to me through the whole, so you're not listening to me during the relationship. And now I just got fed up with it. Now I say, shut up and just listen to me. But can we really be honest and say, well, how many times has she been listening to? Because if that's the case, if they study talking, that means they can't hear me. So obviously they're not listening to me. And if you at a fed up point saying, "Will you shut up and listen to me?" Then what we really saying is that we've lost some sort of respect and respect because you ain't listened to me as your man. So I got to come back at you in another way as opposed to what I really want to come at you and talk to you and sit and reason at the table. Now, because this is what you do, and obviously we've seen signs, but sometimes we see signs, but we going in for the kill, right? I'm just saying we trying to accomplish what we trying to accomplish when we see somebody, when we trying to get with somebody, and we'll jump over some flags, some things that we know would be a problem if we took our time. But I think somebody said when we at the club, we trying to do a thing. Some of us are trying to find wifey, others trying to spend the night. You know, but the fact of the matter is until the Bible says until we become equally yoked. That's in the midst of the good and the bad, and we can sit down and reason together, regardless who's right or wrong. Because in a relationship, and even if you with your girl, you spend a considerable time. What we're doing is becoming one anyway. Because we've been together, we've walked together, we've done all kinds of things together. So just to the theme question, I just think that we missed some flies. And you can't just go up to a situation and just pull down, give me some of this and give me some of that. The relationship has to be worked so it can be relational. Because if all you have is a relationship, then you're missing all the rest of the stuff, and that's growing and loving on each other. But if it's anything other than that, yeah, I can see why the topic is, why don't you shut up and listen?
Hey, so CP the
and
artist
that's just,
itching to get in. CP the artist seems like he itching to get in.
No, but I'm saying,
why has CP the artist been modeling and profiling the whole time though? Can somebody explain that?
CP, who you wearing right now? I just want to know who you wearing.
Oh, I'm wearing Macy's.
All right, drip God in the building.
All right, okay. It looked like Miami Vice to me. I thought you was about to send somebody to Central Booking.
Listen, CP has a good IMDb. Leave him alone.
Oh. Yeah, I make this look sexy. So what's the question for the CP, sir? The light skinned Kevin Samuels here. What's the question for him?
What you had me interrupt Alpha Sigma Gamma for that.
Oh,
I'm saying my apologies, Alpha Sigma Gamma. I had no idea. I thought he was going to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Well,
and Alpha Sigma Gamma was.
That's all I wanted to. That's all I want to say. Anyway. That's just my point.
So what's the question you have for me? What's the question?
Can I just say one more thing before you start, bro?
Yeah.
A question doesn't always deserve an answer, but it might deserve a conversation.
Dope.
I'm just saying, it don't always mean that as soon as it comes out, you respond to it. Because sometimes that might be the downfall for some of us.
Especially some of Freezy's questions. He tried to back you into a corner.
I'm the question corner backerer.
All right, give it to me. What's the question? Okay, I got in here late and I had a hard day today. I'm on 5 hours of sleep, but I took a nap and I'm jumping on. So I cleaned up real quickly.
Yeah. So
what's the question?
So the topic is why won't she shut up and listen to me? That's
the reason why she won't shut up and listen to you is number one, you lack the leadership and you lack the respect that she needed. Because number one, in any relationship, whether you're in a football situation, whether you're in a relationship situation, if you are the leader, you have to lead by example. And leading by example doesn't mean that you force her hand or she forces your hand. Leading by example is you doing the correct things and she follows the lead. Now, if that didn't happen in the beginning, it's not going to happen now. So what you have to do is reestablish boundaries. Reestablish boundaries, reestablish respect. And respect is going to come with time. Time, love, and energy. Just like we are sports fans, some guys are able to lead by example, and some have to lead by wisdom, communication, and so forth and so on. And that's the root of the issue.
I couldn't have said that no better.
I think he just dropped.
I couldn't have said that no better. If this was around the horn, I'd be popping up with points. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. That he laid that just perfectly.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we got to acknowledge amongst ourselves stuff like that, because it sends positive vibes. I feel real good right now in this conversation. You know what I mean? Right. We just sitting here, we're talking, we being real.
If CP could just give me examples of what he means by like leadership. What do you mean by that? Just give me examples.
Great. Thank you for asking. So let's say your significant other needs to lose some weight, right? You're tired of looking at her, and you say, honey, you don't know how to put this, but you're like, honey, it's time for you to lose some weight. That is a bad way to start a conversation. The right way to start the conversation, it says, hey, baby, you make it about us. Baby, I want to live a longer and healthier lifestyle. What if we go on some walks together? We can enjoy the parks. You know what I'm saying? We could get some fresh air. I heard working out will help our immune system. It will help our libido, stuff like that. You're doing it together. You start going to the gym. You start looking good, right? And then she follows the lead. You start eating right. You start planting seeds in her head that, look, this is a great idea for us. Could be money, right? She's a spender, and you are the provider. You say, hey, you're doing a lot of spending, and I'm doing a lot of providing, right? So how you gonna, track down her, get down her spending? Say, hey, baby, we got these goals. The only way we're gonna meet these goals is if we do these goals together. You want to go on trips? I want to go on trips. Why don't we start our own business where you're making money and I'm making money on the side, so we can get all this financial thing? Because you know what?
I can see why you can't get him to shut up, because you're trying to simp your way through the situation.
See, okay. Don't get me off the
I'm just saying, you sound mad soft right now.
Well, first of all, where y'all talking? The question was, how do you get them to do that? You can't do that any other way than do it with force. You can't do that.
I like his answers, but it's like his execution is horrible. Not horrible. No. What I mean to say is that I like his answers, but when he started by saying like, well, if you want her to lose weight, then I'm like, oh God. But then it's like how he said it. I'm like,
yeah, right. It was exactly.
No. It was like I understood what he said. Like
it lets you know he's full of it.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I did not say that.
GI.
Yeah.
The views that GI just expressed does not reflect Project Nerd HU.
Yeah.
Let me know when I can support my own views then.
GI, you are a hater. Because nothing I said
no.
Was
if
simpish.
You can say all that, you can say all that sweet stuff, but then can't show us how to execute it, then it's nonsense. Here's the position. You want to know a woman is going to stay in shape, then while you're courting her, she has to show you that being in shape is important to her. and then she puts in work to stand in shape while you're courting her. If she just eats the way she wants to eat and just has no discipline, you can't assume that she's just gonna gain weight and then lose it.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead. But go ahead.
Okay,
You're not gonna mind trick her. You're not gonna mind trick her into losing weight after she's already married. She's gonna say, "I'm already married. What do you care if I gain weight? You still love me."
Well, listen, right? Have you ever heard of relationship weight? You gain relationship weight in a relationship, have you?
Yep.
And I'm sure the woman has done that too, especially with women.
Yeah.
You know, you have hormonal issues. You have, sometimes, genetics. Food is an aphrodisiac. Sometimes food is.
Am I the only one that want to know where he's going with this?
Sometimes food is something that they want. You know what I mean? And they have kids. They have your kids. They're gonna,
But
get
why are you
fat.
why are you overcomplicating? Why are you overcomplicating?
I'm asking your question. You didn't like my example, which I was just giving a plain example. You know what I mean? That happens every day in relationships where people get, tired of what their significant other looks like. So it's just one example, and it's a hard example because it happens every day in relationships where people want the other person to look physically fit. So as I was saying was in the beginning, and what I'm saying now is that you have to be in it together in order to lead, because you can't make demands on a person if they feel like they are not with you. They feel like that they're being controlled, and they feel like they're being ordered around, and that's not the position you're in. And that has nothing to do with being a simp. It's just a tactical thing. You know what I mean? Even like us men, right? We're men around here.
Your execution you just explained to us was simpish. I'm not saying your concept is simpish. What you're saying is you have to build a relationship on equal grounds where there's trust and dependency upon one another, and then one don't feel like they're the dominant over the other. So when you decide to put your foot down, it's not to harm the person, it's for the betterment of everything. I get it, you're saying that, but when you went to show us how you would execute, it was sloppy at best.
I think you came here to hate me. I think because that was a great example.
I was here.
That was a great example. So you give me an example. So let me ask you something, right? So let's say your woman has gained, not your woman, but let's say you're in a relationship and she's gained what? Maybe 100 pounds, right?
What?
How do you feel? How would you correct that situation, please?
So can I use so why do I have to? I'm married, right? When my wife gains weight, like I almost I have to give her a hug because she kicks herself and she works hard and she'll go on a juice diet. Like I can't hold my wife accountable for her weight. She is already on it.
No. I'm talking about in a situation.
Well, you got to give me a better
not
example.
Yours.
You have to give me another example.
No, I'm giving you the same example because you say I didn't give you a good example. So you give me the same example, but better. Okay. If I give you a bad example, you have to come up and say, I got a better example. So give me the better example in that scenario.
Let me answer. If I was dating a woman and weight became an issue, I really would pray, because I would not know how to approach a woman with weight and continue for her to trust me. Because if I go to her and start speaking about her weight, she's going to automatically assume that now I don't see her the same. And so I would really.
And that is a simp, because you are not man enough to tell her how you feel.
No, bro.
Yes,
but
it is. That is more simple.
I guess. Can I ask? I wanted to because I'm hearing relationship quite a bit, and so I got a question to that word. How many of us really know about being in a relationship based on before marriage and just being single?
I do.
No. I'm not talking about I do when you first seen it. When you, in order to even think about talking to somebody, you always talk to those you like. So when you see somebody, you try to get with it. Are you trying to get with it, or are you trying to get with her and become into a relationship? Because many times
we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Many times when we see a female, don't let her be looking like, looking good and everything. What's the first? We don't think relationship. Who think a relationship?
Yeah, but
a relationship. We thinking trying to get with it. Before we got married, hold on. Before we got married and all that, because what I'm trying to drive is that. Most of the time when we see females, we don't think relationship. We think let's go to the sack. Can I get with that? And then when we get with that, depending on how everything else flows, but we're not going in for the landing to get into a relationship. We're in the air. We're at approach, and so here we go. We get ready to come down, and if we can go hit and then fly back up, we're not thinking relationship right off the muscle because we don't know enough to go relationship. We know enough to see if we can get with her. We know that because it's a shot in the dark. We want to take
an unfair assessment, though, Alpha. That's an unfair assessment because
obviously,
no.
Obviously, that's level. No, that's fair. It got to be fair. It got to be fair. Okay, go ahead.
The first thing that a man and a woman see is the outward appearance.
Yes,
that's the icebreaker right there. I see something I like, she something, and she sees something that she like. That's the first thing. Okay. Then there's a conversation over a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months that leads to that next part. If as a man, if you don't hold my attention past a week or two, then I'm not even trying to do anything else. So to say that the first thing we see, I want to hit, I think that's unfair. I think most of the time we see something I like, I want to hit. Now, I've had the dumb bombshells, but they were just a piece of a body I was using for my pleasure at that time, right? So you can have that, but I think when we're going into relationship mode, because I think some guys at some point in their life, they turn around and be like, all right, I want a girl. I just don't want to go smash and dash. I want a girl. So the first thing that you're going to see is the physical aspect. And then after that, the conversation is what leads you into the relationship mode. So I think it's unfair to say that every time we look at a woman, we just trying to jump her bones every single time. I think that's unfair.
Hey, show me.
Okay, so we can give it a percentage. And I agree 100% because the route that you're talking about is the route that we take. However, the route, the wide gate, as the Bible says, the narrow gate and the wide gate. We're more prone to take the wide gate until we get some years under us, some experiences under us, because we don't righteously know how to go into a relationship. I mean, we can talk and everything, but talking doesn't make the relationship. It takes forethought. It takes a lot of things when you're dealing with it.
But you took a long time to get there.
I say that already.
We don't know how to get there. And we don't know how to enter into healthy relationships. That's basically the theme of what you're saying.
I think we missing a couple things. So first of all, I know Show Me is from St. Louis because every time he say R, he be like right there. That's St. Louis all day long. That's St. Louis right there, right here. Yeah, that's St. Louis. Right. So secondly, the thing that that CP the Artist began it, and y'all touched on it too. I think the thing that we miss is a lot of us don't know who we are as people in the moment until we mature. And so to hold a person down that doesn't know who they are and ask them what they want for somebody that's going to be with them forever is hard. Because how do you know that you are going to want to be with this person forever when you don't even know who you are as a person? Like, I'll give you an example. I have been with men in their 40s and asked them, hey, man, what you want to eat for lunch? Man, I don't know. Lunchtime 2 hours away. And I'm like, bro, if you can't make the simple decisions, how can I trust you to make hard decisions, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because either you want to eat or you don't. Either you want a burger or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And then to ask you to make a decision on something complicated, a dude told me the easy decisions, I'll leave that for somebody else. I'm a hard decision maker. Nah, bro. You don't come out of the room running, right? You take baby steps. I don't care who you are and how confident you feel like you are in your abilities. You are not able to do hard tasks right away. You have to learn how to do those and get accustomed to being in a setting where hard decisions can be made, right? So like when Obi was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? When we first got out here, like, man, listen, when I was 13, I just wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? I used to be in Jersey City, I used to see all the little girls my age, you know what I'm saying? They walk around, they got their little Shaka Khan hairdos, they wear their little crown. I just wanted to bump uglies, bro. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. The hibbity jibbity. I wanted to do the nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and you know what I'm saying? Preferably with somebody fine. But if she was just cute, that'll do. You know what I'm saying? But what I said that to say this: as a man, as men, we go through and have all these experiences, and we feel like we're equipped to handle all these situations as they come. Because we've been adjacent to men make decisions like you know how your older uncle made a decision for the family. Say in the case of somebody passed away, your older uncle stood up in front of everybody and was like, he made a decision, and you was adjacent to him as a little boy, maybe 12. So you got experience, you know, by watching him do something. And then as you got older, you start making other decisions like what kind of car you want to get. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to get something that's cost effective, or you want to get something that's fly? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's so what I'm getting at is when I heard y'all break this thing down, I think how you approach somebody, how you talk to them, is based on your experiences and what is easy, like the low hanging fruit at the time. Like you can't talk to nobody about weight because somebody gaining weight is not just as simple as they want to eat in the middle of the night all the time. You know what I'm saying? They might have biorhythm things going on. You know what I'm saying? Hormonal things going on that might be out of their control. Maybe they had the same habits, but at a certain age, their body is not handling it the way they did when they were younger. What woman, you know, body does things at 52 that she used to do at 22. At 22, she can go eat a bowl of Fruit Loops in the middle of the night, and it's nothing. At 52, she walked by the Fruit Loop box and gained weight. You know what I'm saying? And then you telling her, hey, you putting on all this weight. Hey, bro, some things are not as simple as what it seems. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what I would say to this is no matter what situation, like for instance, it's this dude in Atlanta. I call him every Friday. Right? Not to hear what he got to say about his life. You know what I'm saying? Because he got his life under control. I call him to hear his voice, to make sure, because I listen to his voice. Like if his voice got some panicky stuff in it, then I'm gonna talk. But if his voice is confident and stuff, I'm gonna get off the phone. Stop wasting my minutes. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm gonna tell him. Get off my phone. You know what I'm saying? Because the easy, I look at the easy things for what they are. And I gotta wrap up, y'all, because I gotta, you know, go out here and make the donuts. But
and by the way, if you're worried about her weight and she's giving you children, ain't nothing wrong with getting her the mommy makeover. Hint, hint.
Yeah, if it's a conversation that she is a part, you know what I'm saying? I ain't ready to go be like, hey, I'm ready to take you to Atlanta.
No, that's for this her. Thing. That's her initiation.
Yeah. Because the things we do, no lie. The things women do, and it's the same thing for men too. The things we do at 18, we might not be able to do at 48. You know what I'm saying? And we got to take those things into consideration, like what has happened in between that time. So What I'm saying is just be considerate of all these things, and don't ever be afraid to consult a professional. Because listen, Project Nerd is smooth with the tongue, right? Project Nerd, AD, they get on these live streams, and when they talk, bro, they legit, they serious business, right? But I would still say, you know what? I hear you, bro, and I'm gonna take your advice into consideration, but I prefer to consult with a professional when it comes to actually making a decision to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting a haircut. Some of us don't cut our own hair. We go to a professional. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
part
of the bald head committee. You feel me?
Right. And or like with your car start making a funny noise. A lot of us don't go out there and try to fix it ourselves because it's too complicated. We take it to a professional.
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to complicated issues, especially a human being who's the ultimate machine, why not consult a professional?
Thanks.
Never hurts.
True. Counseling, therapy, it works.
It does.
So what I'm going to say to everybody is thanks to everybody for coming through. Man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Bring y'all friends so these conversations can be more robust.
And stop hating on the dude, man.
I didn't know you were a hater like that, bro. I swear.
Always.
Yeah.
You know I got mad love for you, C.
Same here, bro.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. Yo, Wednesday nights at 7.
Fellas, I appreciate it. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the honesty, fellas. I
appreciate it, fellas. This was good.
Salute to all the proletariats in the chat.
There you go. All right, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Later.
All right.